could be tough. But look at this, Kennedy landing.
How'd you feel?
Taller.
You look taller.
Ex-Green Beret Special Forces sniper and UFC fighter Tim Kennedy is working with the FBI because of threats made against him by ISIS followers.
Marvel presents their new wave of what-if action figures, featuring Captain Kennedy, Captain Roberts, Sergeant Thor, and Nick rolls out his fury in Swarm Stomper armour, as the heroes face off against the Colossal Kerak, the Pajama Collector, Queen Bee, and Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne. The battle is fierce and the fighting intense, but our heroes are no match for the evil army. On the brink of defeat, when hope is all but lost. Look, it's the real superheroes. Action Force! Action Force makes your other figures look like pussies. In spandex. Who's ready to fight the Beatles?
Now that's what I call a challenge!
Not those Beatles, these Beatles. If you want tickets to the best gun show in town, collect your own Action Force today. Figures each sold separately from Valaverse. So after waiting a very long time for the Valaverse Action Force Series 1 to arrive, it's incredible that just a few short months later, collectors now have Action Force Series 2A in their hands. This wave features 2 new core characters, a new version of a Series 1 character, and a new enemy army builder figure. And in this video we're going to take a detailed look at Action Force Series 2A, so strap yourselves in, because it's time for action.
Come with me, toy fans.
Hey toy fans, my name is Tony and welcome back to the Analog Toys YouTube channel. And I'm really excited to... What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Like, what the fuck? Get out of my chair, you horrible little man. You know I'm the chief instructor around here. Jeez, right, I'll fucking get out of here. Attention Action Force fans, my codename is Desert Rat, and today I'm going to put these new recruits through the Action Force selection course. Let's see if they measure up. The 4 new recruits in Series 2A of Action Force are issued in the same style of packaging that we received for Series 1. However, for Series 2, Valaverse have changed up the colour scheme, and I really prefer this new blue and black pattern. Each box has a side panel featuring artwork that is unique to each character, and on the back of the box we have the file card on the bottom and the cross cell along the top, which features all the core characters in Series 2 except for Desert Rat, because he was a late addition to the line. The first member of Action Force to report for duty today is Sergeant Slaughter version 2, and I have given this version the nickname of Combat Sarge, since he's fully equipped to swat some swarm. The Action Force Quartermaster has issued this Sergeant Slaughter with a black tank top, olive drab pants and a pair of jungle boots. Some troopers in Series 1 were issued with the same boots, with Kerak receiving a green and black pair, but the paint applications on Sarge's boots are quite different. Here the painted detail has been used to highlight the laces and eyelets, and the overall effect makes for a really cool looking pair of boots. The Quartermaster has also reissued Sarge's signature campaign hat and sunglasses, with the new hat being made from a tan coloured material as opposed to the original green hat, and his sunglasses now have gold frames instead of silver. Sculpting and articulation wise this is exactly the same as version 1 Sarge, and there's no need to retread old ground, so let's move on to Combat Sarge's equipment. Sergeant Slaughter version 2 carries a med pouch on his left leg, a backpack that can be opened up to carry spare ammo and explosives, and he is equipped with a newly designed set of webbing. This load carrying system is comprised of a belt and harness and features ammo pouches on the front with additional pouches on the back, and Valaverse have corrected the attachment issues that we had on the Series 1 vests. For the Series 2 release, the plugs have been designed with more of a mushroom type shape and are very easily plugged into the pouches on the back of the webbing. On the British Special Forces selection course, all candidates utilise the standard issue webbing for carrying extra ammunition, water and essential equipment. But unlike Sergeant Slaughter's webbing, which is worn around the lower torso with pouches on the front of the belt, in the SAS our webbing is worn around the waist, and as you can see there are no pouches on the front of the belt. The reason for wearing the webbing around the waist and not the torso is that it is a much better position for the body to carry weight on long marches, and allows for the weight of a backpack to also be supported by the webbing system. SAS soldiers also keep the front of the webbing belt free from pouches, so that when we lie down in the prone position behind a rifle or a machine gun, we can get into a comfortable firing position, which greatly improves your accuracy when engaging the enemy. Until you've lied down in the prone position on top of 4 or 6 magazines, you'll never understand how uncomfortable it is and how badly it can throw your shot off. My comments here are not a criticism towards the 1:12 scale webbing that Valaverse have produced for Sergeant Slaughter. This set is simply designed for a different application. For example, this type of loadout is ideally suited to a trooper manning a vehicle turret. So rather than complaining that Bobby Valor didn't make this webbing system exactly the way I wanted it, I customised my own set so that a figure can wear it in a similar fashion to the way I used to wear my webbing system in the Special Forces. The Action Force Quartermaster has also issued version 2 Sergeant Slaughter with a jacket and an alternate hat, so you can give Sarge a completely different look. The sleeveless jacket is the same one that came with version 1 Sarge, except this time it has been produced in a coyote tan colour, as has the Marine Corps cap, which came in green in Series 1 and was included in one of the weapons packs. In the weaponry department, Sergeant Slaughter is armed with the same high caliber revolver that he was issued for Series 1. However, this time around the pistol has more of a brushed steel appearance, as opposed to the original chrome version. Combat Sarge's primary weapon system is the M32 grenade launcher, which also has brushed steel accents and a revolving chamber. I much prefer this new version of Sergeant Slaughter over the Series 1 original. Not that I have anything against the original Valaverse Sarge, it's just that this new figure is ready to rain down the pain on the swarm, whereas Series 1 Sergeant Slaughter seems better suited to be hanging out at the Action Force headquarters or something like that. Next up we have Rollout, the first African American Corps character in the line. Real name Gregory Seams, Rollout is a first lieutenant in Action Force with a background in air assault infantry, and his loadout will look very familiar to anyone who has all the Series 1 figures in their collection. Rollout utilises the same weapons and accessories as Condor and wears the same style of uniform, with the only differences being a pair of lace-up boots and sleeves that are rolled up to the bicep. While I know that some collectors won't be a fan of all the parts reuse here, it doesn't bother me at all, because I like a certain amount of uniformity in my military figures. That's what made the very first wave of G.I. Joe A Real American Hero so appealing back in 1982. All the figures were unique, but there was enough uniformity across the line that you could instantly tell these characters were members of the same unit, and that's what Valaverse has provided us with here. While Rollout's uniform and equipment may be very similar to Condor, the colour scheme used is vastly different, and when you combine that with Rollout's unique head sculpt, which is one of the best in the line so far, you end up with a character that is distinctly Action Force, while also being easily distinguishable from Condor. I really like this action figure, especially the way the colours pop in my display, but something tells me that Rollout should be a machine gunner. And as soon as I armed him with a saw, I knew my instincts were right. He looks Action Force as fuck. The third and final Action Force member to join the ranks of Series 2A is Master Sergeant Tim Kennedy. Codenamed Duster, Tim Kennedy is the second real-life celebrity to be brought into the line after Sergeant Slaughter's introduction in Series 1. Tim Kennedy is a former Green Beret sniper, UFC fighter and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. And I'm not sure if my opinion is swayed because I've been a massive fan of Tim for many years, but I believe this is the best Action Force figure in the entire range so far. And if you haven't seen Tim's one-on-one video with Action Force creator Bobby Valor, you definitely need to check it out. His reaction to seeing his own action figure for the first time is just gold.
So here we go. For the first time ever, Tim Kennedy in plastic form as Duster. Oh, open. Okay. Holy s***. That's you, big guy. Dude, that is so rad.
Where Rollout included a lot of parts reuse, Duster features a lot of firsts in the Action Force toy line. For example, this isn't the first time a figure has come with two heads, but this is the first figure to include two completely unique head sculpts. The first of which is Tim Kennedy with a clean-shaven look, and the second sculpt depicts Duster screaming orders in the heat of battle. This second sculpt also includes facial hair, worn in a style that Tim is known for.
This is, I've always been referring to this as the pirate alternate head.
Well, it's the Guy Fawkes.
Yeah.
And he was like an anti-establishment, pseudo-anarchist, not a big fan of taxation or really the government getting your way of religion. So very American spirit,
Yes.
rebel-esque, which is why I do that facial hair.
I really like both of these head sculpts, and I think that Valaverse has done some truly outstanding work here. Other firsts with this figure include the unbloused pants over the boots. the 511 tactical vest that Tim wears in real life, the comms headset, and the Scar assault rifle with 40mm underslung grenade launcher. Another very unique accessory is Duster's combat belt, which is chock full of details such as spare pistol mags and a Gerber multi-tool, as well as the holster that carries Tim Kennedy's signature 509 Edge pistol. Tim is an expert marksman, and the impressive articulation, along with the multiple hands provided by Valaverse, allow you to achieve some truly amazing pistol firing poses with this figure. The 511 tactical plate carrier that Tim wears is an excellent piece of kit, so let's take a look at it in closer detail. Duster carries his Gerber strong arm knife on the front of the vest, along with a carabiner and 2 spare mags. On the back of the vest, Tim has his radio with a cable draping over the shoulder and a handset situated on the chest. In the centre of the chest on the body armour, Duster wears the Action Force unit insignia, and when the knife is removed from the sheath, you'll notice another unit patch displayed behind it. Duster can also wear his comms headset as is, or fit the detachable components to his helmet. Tim Kennedy, aka Duster, is an excellent addition to the Action Force line, but I am regretting buying 3 of these figures, because I should have bought 6. Duster's story within the Action Force universe will soon be told in issue 6 of the comic, but at the time of filming this video, the comic is yet to be released. The final addition to Series 2A is the Scarab, the paramilitary ground element of the Swarm, and these guys are a ton of fun to army build. The Scarabs also reuse a lot of parts, most of which come from the Swarm Trooper, but the figure does have a brand new head sculpt that looks Action Force as fuck. The Scarabs are armed with an assault rifle mounted with a grenade launcher, and a pistol that is carried in a drop leg holster, along with a cookery knife that is the same as Bone Collector's, albeit with different paint applications. Another piece of equipment borrowed from the Bone Collector is the assault vest, which features spare grenades across the chest. I think the Swarm are awesome, I think the Wasp Raiders are awesome, and I love being able to add another style of trooper to my Swarm army. But I am a little disappointed that this is the first figure to include spare mags for the rifle, which doesn't include a pouch to carry those magazines, so I've borrowed a drop leg mag pouch from Bone Collector to finish off this figure. I don't intend to display any of my Scarabs with the Swarm flight pod, but I know someone's going to ask me, so here you go. Here is a Scarab wearing a pair of flight wings on his back, and while this does look cool, I prefer to display these figures with the translucent yellow riot shields that are included in the Swarm gear pack. They also look great carrying the black and yellow grenade launcher, and with this arrangement there is no need for the spare magazine pouch. If you collect a bunch of these figures and mix them in with your Swarm and Wasp Raiders, you'll end up with a really striking display. I mean, I often catch myself just staring at them for hours. They're so damn cool. These 4 new figures are truly excellent additions to the Valaverse Action Force lineup. And when you combine them with all of Series 1 and take a step back and soak it all in, you realise what an incredible achievement this toy line is. With only 1.5 waves of product, the Valaverse Action Force range has really put itself on the map as one of the premier 6-inch action figure lines available on the market today, and they show no signs of slowing down. Series 2A products are available to purchase now at Valaverse.com, and hopefully we'll be getting our hands on Series 2B in May of this year. Now go enjoy your new version of Sergeant Slaughter, play around with Rollout and Tim Kennedy, or build your own army of the Scarabs, because they're Action Force as fuck. To check out some other Action Force mission files, you can click the links up here. And don't forget to visit the Valaverse.com website and sign up for the newsletter, so you don't miss out on any valuable intelligence coming from Action Force headquarters. Now I'm Desert Rat, and you squeezers are dismissed.